not be the children you are today. So boys and girls, I want you to give your parents and families a big round of applause. Notice I'm not singing. You've got to be the first to touch the sky. Make the most of every moment. And if all else fails, get up and try again. And it wouldn't be a Leavers Assembly without my favourite quote. Let me just get it out. You're just saying it. There might be people who haven't heard it. As you slide down the banister of life, you can join in it. May all the splinters point in the right direction.
We would all like to share some of our favourite memories in Springfield. My favourite memory was when I was in nursery. The teachers always used to do the register in the morning. I would never answer them, so they asked my mum and dad if I could get my hearing checked. I did. It was perfect. I just couldn't be bothered to answer.
During year 6, I was lucky enough to play in the first game in the Mugger. My favourite memory is when we were at Boxing and at 4 in the morning all the girls were screaming in the corridor. Miss Torrance came out with her hair all crazy and her PJs and screamed, "Going to bed, girls!"
I remember our laugh Dale.
And Dale!
Dixon woke me up at 2 AM in the morning and started packing. I got angry, so I decided to go to Mrs. Chow and Mrs. Lee. They dealt with the situation very well by laughing.
My memory is when we were in year 3 and some men came and made us feel snakes. I was afraid that they were going to eat me.
My favourite memory is when I was in year 2. I came back into class late. Mr. Moth asked me where I'd been. I said at the toilet. He said doing what? I said having a pill. My favourite memory is in year 1 when I ate on my birthday sweet strawberry reading and Mrs. Tried caught me with 3 melons in my mouth, so I got seriously told off.
My favourite memory was in year 2 and whenever we lined up after break, Mr. Moth would do cartwheels at the end of the line. My favourite memory was when Sophie and Abby started singing my favourite song at the end of lunchtime. But what I didn't realise was that my lunchbox had a hole in it and my yoghurt had spilled everywhere. I swung my lunchbox around and yoghurt went everywhere. You can still see it near the dining hall entrance today.
My favourite moment at Springfield was when I first met Tatiana because now we're just like sisters.
My favourite memory is when we were in Buxton and Dixon was asleep and I put Slenderman on my headphones and put them in his ears. And when he woke up, his bed was wet. My favourite memory was in year 5 when a group of the girls were walking around the playground and all of a sudden I tripped over a cricket bat and went flying through the air.
My favourite memory is being awesome for that school and I learned English from them.
My favourite memory was in year 1 with Mrs. Blatcher. She had a cage full of gerbils and one day they escaped, so she sent us on an expedition to find them.
My favourite memory is in year 4 when we were doing an Olympic task on Thailand. Someone asked Miss Jackson if she could spell Thailand. She paused for a moment. Me and Courtney ended the embarrassment by spelling it correctly. Me and Mrs. Jackson have been calling each other Thailand ever since. My favourite memory was at Springfield when it was my first ever assembly at Springfield in year 4. My friend made me laugh and I forgot my lines.
My favourite memory was when we were doing handwriting
we're doing speed writing, and Mrs. Green put speed dating on the board, so we all put that, and then she said, no, sorry, I need speed writing, because we all kept looking at the same thing, so it was hilarious. My favourite memory was in Langdale, and our team lost the tug of war, and we won. We won an amazing wooden spoon. My favourite